Honestly, I almost quit. In the late winter and early spring of this year, I almost quit this YouTube channel. I was very close. I was this close to quitting. I think I got so obsessed with the downtrend of what was going on regarding the metrics on my channel that I felt behind in life. There's been a trend of new videos coming out on the internet right now where it's like, if you're feeling behind in life, watch this. And I think it'd be interesting for me to talk about this from a productivity YouTuber standpoint, because the entire premise of my YouTube channel is, oh, I'm never behind. But the fact of the matter is, there is always this inkling of feeling, especially when you're a creative, that you're behind. I've been feeling behind in life for a long time, as much as anyone else has. I have a plan and like an exit plan to like get out of my house and like do all these things. It constantly makes me feel like I'm behind of where I need to be. I want to have a multifamily home and basically not have a mortgage or pay for like the taxes even. And I want to be able to make YouTube videos all the time and have that supplement my income for the most part. And I want to go travel the world, and I want to do this and I want to do that. And for where I am in my current life right now, basically I work at home, make a bunch of videos in the basement, and then do it over and over again. And although I'm on top of my stuff, I do feel behind in life. Now, I'm not trying to make this an over dramatization. I mean, I think a lot of people, know that there are situations where people feel like this, and most people in general have felt behind in their life at some point. But I find it interesting that I feel behind, and I feel like there's this constant catch-up game that I'm playing all the time, even though I am quite literally 3 weeks ahead on videos, and I have been for the past month and a half. That inkling feeling of like, I gotta get everything done is like, it's never gonna go away, I don't think. And I just wanted to point out this, not as like a negative, but to those of you feeling behind in life, so does everyone else. I'm a productivity enthusiast. I love the idea of literally checking a box off and completing it, whether it's at my work or it's at, here with YouTube videos. Everything to me is just checking a box off. And while YouTube videos bring me the most fulfillment when I check that box off, life is just life. And I wanted to do a little bit of a spin on the whole, if you're feeling behind in life, like just understand that everyone does. Understand that that's just how it is. And for me, something that's helped me get through it is the concept of Memento Mori and the Stoic practice of being in the here and now and understanding that one day I'm gonna die. And it's almost like that carpe diem, seize the day sort of vibe, where it is understood in the Stoic practice of Memento Mori that I'm gonna die, so it's not a thing to be morbid. It's a call to action to seize the day and make the most of everything that's going on. Because I'll be honest, if I look at my past, there are plenty of things that I would have done different. I don't think I have as many regrets as maybe I just have a lot of, I wish I would have done something differently, but I'm aware that that thing then led to this current moment and how I am. I think there's an alternate universe where I don't get hurt as much in college, running wise, and my PRs are a lot better, and I maybe pursue something that's like, not exactly like professional, but like, I mean, there are ways to like go to some small races and get some like small cash prizes, and like you could stretch that out for a few years. Maybe that turns into running vlogs if I'm a little bit better, and then like I know that that eventually when I'm out of college I can do that. And there's this whole thing of like I have a whole other alternate universe where my life goes a different way, and maybe I'm a running YouTuber instead of a productivity YouTuber. Or there's an alternate universe where Matt Diavella's video doesn't pop up on the recommended feed, and I still play way too much World of Warcraft. But what I know is nobody is behind in their own life, because every single moment that has led to this decision is why you're at this current point. And there are a bunch of different branches that you could have went in your life path. But the fact of the matter is you are where you are, and that's where you're supposed to be. And the only thing you can do at that point is focus on what's inside your control, and that is your current action. And no matter how ahead you get on tasks, like for me, if I did a couple more videos like this, which was a little more off the cuff, didn't require as much scripting, and I extrapolated that for a little bit, probably in the next 6 weeks, or even in a week, I can make it happen in a week. That's how I am. I could be a month ahead on videos and it would not matter. I would still feel behind. And that is because for those of us that have that passion, and I think a lot, our generation, I don't want to call us millennials, I think we're Gen Z or Gen X or whatever, I think we're Gen Z. We have a fair amount of entrepreneurial blood in us, as well as millennials and a lot of other generations. And the fact of the matter is, when you are somebody who wants to create something great for yourself and you feel behind in life, I just want anyone watching this to know that that's normal. Because there is nothing more amazing than the feeling of doing what you want to do with your life on a day-to-day basis. And the fact of the matter is, being behind is being right on time. Well, there are plenty of other people that are in a different place than you career-wise. Say somebody's making, and I feel like this is an analogy that I don't want to like hate on a specific type of income, but say there was somebody who makes, like $80,000 out of college, right? And you're making 40, and you're like, oh my God, like I know that I have the mental fortitude to do that person's job. Say I had the same skill set, I don't understand. I'm not going to make that much money. I feel behind in life in comparison to them. There are varying fields in the world where somebody will make $80,000 out of college and then they cap out at 100. However, in the opposite of that, there's somebody who makes 40 out of college, but then can cap out in the high or mid 200s. Now that sounds a little bit ridiculous when you say it like that, but if you compare this to other aspects of life, whether it's your physical journey, whether it's your spiritual journey, whether it's your self-care journey, whatever it is, I mean, Ali Abdaal, right? Ali Abdaal, Thomas Frank, Menti Avella. If say they're my future wants and like what I want to do in my life, yeah, I'm behind as heck. However, I cannot focus on said thing, because if I focus on how behind I am in life in comparison to them, then I will not be able to focus on the present moment in doing everything I can. I mean, very recently, I took a lot of different things off of my plate mentally, and what I did was I made a 10-minute limit on my phone for the YouTube Studio app. Walked over to my brother and said, hey, can you set a random password so I cannot reset this? I don't want to see this for more than 10 minutes a day. I put a perpetual, what's called cold turkey browser extension, blockage of the YouTube Studio section outside of where I can literally upload and change the descriptions and tags for videos, so I can still do that. All my analytics are blocked. And if I focus on the analytics and focus on the numbers and what other people's numbers are, then I can't catch up and I'm always going to feel behind. But if I only focus on what's going on in the here and now and practice stoically, Memento Mori, seize the day, this is what's going to happen. That's how I'm going to get ahead in life. It's not focusing on all the other people. It's not focusing on where I am and why this branch of reality is magically going to be less than what other ones were. I talk about this a lot, but minimalism has impacted me a lot because it makes me realize less is more, and Stoicism's impacted me a lot because it makes me realize that I can control the aspects of my life that I can, and everything else is just stop caring about it. I am not infallible to caring about what other people are doing and what other people think. But that's the case for everybody else. And once you realize that everybody else is feeling the same way that you do, akin to the fact that everybody else cares about what other people think about what they're wearing, so nobody cares about what you're wearing, is the same concept of everyone feels behind in life, so nobody actually is judging you about you being behind in life. And you shouldn't judge yourself about feeling behind in life, because literally everyone thinks they're behind. Somebody who's a billionaire can feel behind in life. Ali Abdaal, from a recent very candid video he makes, he seems like he doesn't know what the heck's going on. And not to bash on the guy or anything, I'm just saying he vented when I was talking about how he has all these different ideas for the business and he feels like he is constantly going to have it all fall apart. And for me, if this ever becomes my thing, I got to be fully aware of that. That's just the way that the human brain works. And I got to focus on the things that I can do on a day-to-day basis, or else, regardless of my level of success, it's it's a losing game constantly. So whatever it is that you're feeling behind in life about, just understand this. Step 1 to being okay with who you are, and step number 1 to being okay with where you're at, is understanding that everyone else isn't happy with where they're at and isn't happy with what they're doing to 100%. There are varying degrees of satisfaction that people have. However, I feel like people who are at least, some people are 99% there. Like, I'm sure people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and all those other people are very, very fulfilled in what they're doing. However, the constant want and need for innovation tells me personally that they don't feel 100% fulfilled in what they're doing. And I don't think it's human nature to feel fulfilled in what we're doing unless we're actively working all the time and making progress towards goals and like dreamlines that we have. And that's why it's important to focus on the journey more than the destination, and know that if you're behind in life, hey, if this journey is pretty good, like, I don't care. Like, this journey is great. Like, I got to focus on a day-to-day basis. And this happens to me often. I will go downstairs after a long work day and after having worked on stuff in the morning, and I'll start editing videos, and I'm like, you know what, this is fun. Like, this is fun. Like, I'm not bad in front of the camera. The quality of the video looks pretty good. This B-roll is nice. Like, what am I upset about? And this is pretty rambly, and I'm aware of that. But you know what? Sometimes people need to just have a heart-to-heart. This is kind of a candid convo, a little bit over the top. And I was actually going to make a different video, and I'm replacing it with this because as I was doing my recording session, I came to the realization that you got to be happy with the journey. And I was happy in the moment with the journey, and I wanted to express how important it is that you don't let yourself get caught up in the negatives of your mind and the negatives of focusing on things outside of your control, i.e., what other people's success are, and therefore you feeling behind. So with that being said, thanks for listening to a very rambly, candid convo that hopefully made some sense, and hopefully Envato Elements can help improve the quality of this with some stock B-roll, because I did no scripting for this whatsoever. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of my latest videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.